right here. This is where we restart. Hey, what's going on? niicechris here, and today's video is going to be a storytelling video about life-changing moments that I've had. And no, it's not going to be no boring and inspirational stuff. It's just going to be a true story, which I'm not editing, by the way. I'm kind of live streaming this privately now, so that way you guys can kind of see the full candid moment of how I talk about this. This isn't a scripted thing. I got a couple notes to get through the first part, and then from there, it's just getting past. So if you guys want to skip to the content where I talk about all this stuff, you can skip it forward about maybe 2 minutes or 4 minutes. I have no idea yet, but whatever I'm about to say now is going to be important to people who might need to hear it. So if you have the time today, thank you so much for watching, and let's get on with this video. So yeah, I just want to intro myself. I'm niicechris. Chris, you know, as you guys may or may not know if you guys are new here. And the niicechris name came from when I was starting to break dance and all that stuff. So it doesn't mean I was actually nice, which I am pretty nice. It has nothing to do with me trying to be mean. I'm just saying that I am nice, but my name isn't niicechris because I'm nice. It just has to do with dancing. So just to get that question out of the way too, because a lot of people ask that. And I'm 27 years old. I was born on April 1st, 1993. So I'm 27 years old. Wow. But let's see, what can I share first before I get into it? I kind of want to talk about the mindset. So no matter what I had going on, there was always better. And it's not like I knew there was better. I just had a feeling that there was something better. You know, like this can't be it for me. This isn't it for me. So with the mindset like that, always thinking like, hey, I'm having a bad day today, but there's going to be better days, which there is, you know. So having that kind of mindset really helped me, especially in like my youth when I was absolutely stupid. I mean, from when I was born until maybe 26 years old, I just made some stupid choices and I just did some stupid stuff that I would not even do today. And, but I just knew better days. I have better days, and, you know, I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but there's always a better day. So always look forward to the next day because there's always something better. I know that might sound repetitive, but it is true. One of the biggest problems I've had is I've always tried to be accepted and fit in. I mean, you might be similar, you might not, but by doing that, I was with a group of friends that didn't even really treat me well. I was the white kid in the group, and I tried to fit in to have them like me, so I would start acting like them. So I would change my personality. So that's one thing I'm kind of good at, is like I could adapt the situation. So if there's some people and they're kind of rowdy, it's not like I'm going to get rowdy too, but I won't feel like I'm awkward in that group. So I did that a lot in my childhood when I first met my friends. And I mean, I just wasn't myself, and I didn't even understand what I was really doing. I just naturally did it. So by trying to be accepted and always wanting to fit in, because I came from seriously nothing, I had no friends, nobody, it was hard for me. So I felt like that was the best way. But at the end of the day, that's not always the best if you use it in those kinds of ways, because it was negative. It was not positive. It was just me just trying to show up and impress people so they can invite me over for dinner or something like that sometime. I have no idea why I did it, but it sucks. And it is a good thing, and it could be bad, like I mentioned, but just always understand where you're at and what you're up to, because it could have a big change. Like I said, let me just get through these last few parts, and I will be getting straight to the 2 moments that really changed my life, that made me happy and I will always remember. Now, there's plenty, but these are the 2 that are on top of my head when it comes to my stuff. So I felt like closing my circle helped with a lot of this too, because not like I shut them out, but I just focused on who I really wanted to be nearby, which I'm kind of nearby nobody now. You know, I only have like a couple select few friends who I hang out with, like I'll hit up, and the rest just kind of happens eventually. I have a lot of great friends out in California. I have a lot of great friends here, and it's just the timing. It's like, is the timing right and stuff? But anyways, closing your circle can really help. Just kind of find out who you are, what you're really about, and then that way you can get through these tougher times that you may be having right now. Who knows? But I kind of want to get to this part, and then I'll get to the thing. But my experience being lost and having the opportunity that changed my life twice. So let's get into it. This is exactly what I want to talk about, and this is the 2 things I want to talk about today, because it's really It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. So it'll be quick. It won't be too long. It'll be to the point. But this is the part right now to where I feel like you guys should really sit down, pay attention, and yeah. So, anyways, so let's take this back to maybe 2000 and let's say 16. I moved back from California and I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings in Everett, and it was okay. It was cool, but it just wasn't the best. It was kind of weird. I mean, just working like this, the staff was a little bit different. The customers were a bit different because I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea why it was different. I just never liked it, right? Serving and bartending was fun, but anyways, I got in an argument with one of my managers because they tried to embarrass me in front of the guests and my other coworkers by saying I wasn't a fast enough bartender, which I already knew, right? Like I had never bartended in my life, but they needed somebody, so I offered, and that happened. And with that being said, they kind of called me out in front of everybody so everyone could hear, saying you're slow, you're not going to get as much shifts, blah blah blah. And I was like, at first, because I'm very like I take criticism well. So I'm like, oh, you're right. Yeah, I will definitely, I could practice as much as possible and then work my way back up, because that's what I'm about, is just working my way back up and getting stuff going. Anyways, this person, I realized this person pretty much disrespected me, and I didn't like that. So I thought again after I thought, okay, yeah, you're right. Then I really thought about it, and I was like, that's not okay. So I turned back around. I tell the person pretty much like, yo, that was hella messed up. And I threw out some other words out there, and I pretty much just quit. He technically, I guess you could say, fired me, because once you walk out that door off your shift, you're fired. But I went and took off my shirt. I was wearing a shirt underneath, so don't worry. I took off my work shirt and threw it down and back. And I told them, like, I quit. I'm not being talked to like this. And anyways, fast forward, it's about 2 weeks past then. I lost my job, and I actually reached out to Benji and just let him know, like, hey, if you need an extra work, because my original roots with Benji was cutting his lawn and washing his cars. That was my first beginning steps when it was working with Benji. There was no video stuff. There was no editing. There was no travel. There was nothing. I had nothing with Benji besides a good relationship, December, and mowing the grass and washing his cars. So I'm out with some friends one night, and I'm, having some drinks over in Seattle. I forget what the bar was called, but it was pretty dope. It was a nice spot, and I was with some good friends, and we were just hanging out, and I get a call around midnight from Benji, and this is just after December. So I'm thinking like, oh God, what did I do wrong now? Like, I thought I was in trouble. So I think I missed the call, or he texted me. I forget which one it was, but he texted me, and I looked at it, and it said something like, can you come over, or something like that. And I'm very confused at this point, because I'm just like, it's 12 at night. You have kids, you have a wife, there's no real reason why you should be messaging me this late unless I'm in trouble, because that's just what I thought it was originally. It wasn't, so that's good. Anyways, I drive all the way. Now, I did tell him I won't be there till about 1-ish in the morning, because for one, I'm drinking water to make sure that I could drive back, because I only had like one drink. I think half of it, I didn't even drink the whole thing. And I drank a bunch of water. I waited about an hour and a half, I think, and then I drove there. So I got there almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I sit down on the floor. I texted him, hey, I'm here at the house, and I sit down on the floor. And I never told the story before, because no one knows how I originally got my job with Benji. They just think it just happened. It kind of did, but anyways, let me get there. I'm sitting there with Benji, and he's talking about December stuff, and I'm like, oh gosh, what did I do now? Like, I literally thought I did something, which I don't think there is anything I could really do. But I just always think that I'm guilty of something that I did wrong, which I don't know what I did. He later explained, you did a great job at December. You've been doing a good job. And recently you explained to us that you did lose your job and blah, blah, blah. And we definitely believe in standing for yourself. And you probably could have handled it differently. But we just wanted to know if you have your passport. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I was just really trying to think, and I was like, you brought me all the way here just to talk about if I have a passport? Like, you could have texted me. And then I'm thinking even more, like, he probably wants me to go somewhere. And I, like, all this is processing in my head, and he literally said these words. He goes, we want to work with you for a month. We'll pay you this amount, and we want you to come to the Philippines with us. Because I think Judy was having like a meetup or something like that, or she was, I forget what it was. I think it was a meetup of some sort. I totally forget, but I'm like, sure, but I don't have a passport. When are you guys leaving? He goes, oh, like in 2 weeks or less. And I'm like, that's so soon. I don't know if I could do that. So I was confused. And then finally, he just said, like, do I accept or no? And I was like, heck yeah. Like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I definitely want to take this. So he sends me some links for passports, and we expedited it. We just showed proof of the flight and everything else. And we showed up. I think it was like $100, and he covered that for me because I didn't have much money at the time, like at all. Like, I've been jobless for like 2 weeks, and didn't make a whole lot over at Buffalo. And yet I'm on a plane. I'm on a plane to the Philippines. And that's just where it pretty much starts. And now I've been like 4.5 years deep, almost 5 years, because that was 2016. It's about to be 2021. So it's been a while that I've been working. And this is my longest job, to be honest. And it's crazy because it's been such a roller coaster. There's been so many things that I've learned, and so many things that I was able to understand being in this business on like YouTube and all that stuff. And then I got other opportunities like through video influencers, and I was able to learn how to edit and shoot video. And then, I wasn't the best, but I did my best, and I was able to learn even more. Even to this day, I'm still learning, and I was able to maximize. And now I have a media business, and I have my own apartment, because I was living at my grandpa's house when I first got the job. And it's just a blessing. It's just one of the most life-changing moments that I've ever had in my life, because it really flipped around for me. Because before, I didn't have much, and I didn't even know where I was going. Like, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but this is something that just like appeared like as like a blessing in front of, like, I don't even know, but it was just awesome. It was so cool because I don't know where I would be right now, to be honest. Like, would I still be working a day job? Would I be giving up on my hopes and dreams? Would I be successful? Would I be doing something? I have no idea, and I won't know. But I am so glad that I went this route, and Benji and Judy were nice enough to give me an opportunity of a lifetime, because this is like almost like a dream job for a lot of people. Working with some of my best friends slash brother or sister, if for whatever you want to call them, and it's awesome. I mean, I've known people for like 14 years, and I would have never thought I'd work for them. So who knows? It might be, not forever. It might be for another year. It might end in the next few months. I have no idea how long this is going to go for, but I'm thankful for every day that I get to work with them and travel. I've been able to travel with them for so long and experience the world, and it's just beautiful. It's just awesome, and just so thankful and grateful for the opportunities that I've had. And that leads me to the second life-changing moment that I've had in my life, and that is hitting my first high 4-figure deal with my media business. And this wasn't something that I even actually pushed, so I can't put credit on myself too much for reaching out and finding this deal. This deal originally happened because someone named Owen Video, I forget his last name, but that's how I know him, is Owen Video, and he actually reached out to me asking me about some stuff, and we've talked back and forth, and I sold him a couple of the prismatic ring lights, like these bad boys here. These are the best, by the way. And we're able to conversate, and then I got reached out to by a lady named Kate Buck Jr., and she asked me about live streaming an event in Texas. And this was all back like last year, right? And they wanted me to go to Texas and run their live streaming event, or run their event through a live stream while I'm at the event. So I'd set up some cameras and plug it in, and their audio and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, cool, but I got to rent a bunch of gear, or I got to bring a bunch of gear, whatever it is. And I just didn't have that stuff yet. COVID-19 happens, and we're not able to travel. So I'm like, damn, I just lost out. I just lost out on an opportunity to better my business. And because no matter the money amount, it was just about the experience. So I was like, damn, that sucks, because it was one of the only chances. Now, luckily, I have over a year of experience doing broadcasting with Benji, and I've done it with video influencers and stuff. So I was able to really understand the basics and how to run like a live stream stuff. I still ask a bunch of questions, so on and so forth. And I'm kind of bummed out because I don't have that opportunity anymore. Now, just recently, I think in June, I got reached out to by Kate again. Just June, just a few months ago. And she mentioned something about this event and can I make it happen, but virtually. And I was like, what do you mean virtually? Like you mean like through like Zoom or something? And she goes, yeah. And then she explained what she needed and if I can make it possible. So I said, hey, let me show you an example just to make it clear on what you want. And let me show you. And if this is what you want, this is what you need. And there's not really extra too much that you need out of this because this is my expertise, then we can make it work. So we showed Nucci helped me a whole bunch actually with, connecting the second Zoom account and all that stuff. But we were able to show her an example and she showed it to her, I don't know I don't have to call him if it's like a coworker or whatever, but his name is Michael Blanc, amazing guy. And she showed it to him and he was fascinated. And believe me, this deal took a while to get signed, but I was just so grateful for that opportunity again, because that put a big mark on my resume for when it came to my business. And it also put a good amount of money in my pocket so I could start my business and get even further without pulling a loan or anything like that, because I still haven't pulled out a loan. So I get this opportunity and I'm, at this point, lately I just haven't had as much, right? Like I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a thousandaire, right? I don't make a crazy amount of money that I'm just, buying this and that. Like I'm very careful with my money because it's just very limited sometimes. So I'm not going to share the exact amount that I had in my bank, but it was very, very low to the point that I just didn't understand if I could even make this happen, because if there was other stuff needed, because I put a huge amount out of my own pocket and out of other people's pockets to these stuff, because I had to rebuild a PC because I didn't have a PC powerful enough to run for 4 days. So I had to buy that and then some other stuff that I needed. And I was able to build the PC, get it running, tested, and all figured out and fixed all within like a week before the event happened. The event happened. They were happy. There was a couple mishaps that happened, but that's normal. It happens. And it was just amazing just how everything went. And with that being said, I was able to make enough money to pay myself back, pay another person back, pay for a new camera, pay for some more stuff that I could run this business for. And not too much was profit. It was kind of more savings, I guess, for the next stuff, because I don't really, I'm not the best at saving, so I'm trying to work on that. But that's pretty much like the second story that I kind of want to tell about this whole thing. And I think if I have any words about this, I want to say these final two things before I log off. And that is, I didn't know what I was doing at all before both these moments. So if you're out there and you're confused and you don't know what you're doing and you're doing the same thing, opportunities happen as long as you're, I don't even know if you could say consistent, but if you are just always aware and always willing to maybe try something new, and you also reach out and network. If I didn't network with Owen, I would not have got this deal. Like, it's all to Owen for even getting this to me. And if I didn't network and if I wasn't a good person, he would not have referred me. He would not have even talked to me, whatever. And same thing with Benji and Judy. They would not have me work with them if I wasn't a good person or if I didn't show hard work or anything like that. So by just those basics, by networking and being a good person, you're able to get great opportunities. So always have a positive mindset when it comes to things, because both these moments that changed my life for like the better happened out of nowhere. But I was doing one thing consistent or two things, and that's working hard and being a good person. So another thing I want to put on top of that is also, once you get started and you get the opportunity, now just you keep doing it and you keep expanding your intelligence into, or your education into what you're doing. So for me, it's video and editing and live streaming and all the other stuff. Like, it's interesting. It's really interesting how everything can come together. But I like to think of it as putting tickets in a bowl. So everyone has 10 tickets, right? Let's just say there's a room of 10 people. Each person has 10 tickets, including yourself. They're all different colors of some sort, right? Your reds, greens, blues, purples, whatever. They throw them in. There's 90 tickets in the bucket. It's down to your 10. You put your 10 tickets in the bucket. You guys have, what is it, a 1 out of 10 chance being picked, right? Is that the whole thing? Now, the more tickets you have, which I'm talking about, the harder that you work, the more consistent you get, and the more that you put out, that's your tickets. So build yourself up in like your life and think of it as collecting tickets. Like, hey, I got better at typing today. Ticket. I got better at editing today. Ticket. I got better at filming and shooting and editing and whatever, except 50,000 tickets compared to that. So now you have like a 14,990 chance out of 10. Is that what it is? I don't even know. I'm not good at math. I didn't graduate high school. So the whole thing is here that I'm trying to say is always just continue moving forward and always know that there's going to be a better day. Just like how I started this whole conversation in the very beginning, I wasn't having a good day that day, but I knew there was going to be a better day. So as long as you know there's going to be a better day, because there is going to, as long as you have that kind of mindset. So if you're struggling with something like that, if this video has helped you at all, please let me know. I really want to know if this actually helped you, or if you share this with somebody who it could potentially help. And like I said, I'm not saying do what I do, but I'm saying the mindset is the most important factor when it came to all of this that came to reality. And I'm still working hard. I'm still doing whatever I can to get out of the apartment and buy a house. You know, I'm hoping in 2 years, who knows, but there's going to be a better tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm doing today. I might get an opportunity tomorrow or the next day or the next day. However long it takes, I'm going to keep working hard so that way when the opportunity comes present, I am prepared fully and I'm able to commit and showcase all my work and just leave them happy. That's all I got to say, and I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are pulling through with this whole thing through COVID-19 and all the tragic that has happened in the world, and hope you just keep a positive mindset, be happy, be nice, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I might start streaming on my channel. I didn't want to stream this necessarily in case I just totally messed up, but this, as you can see, this is not cut. This is fully straight through, no editing besides cutting off the beginning because I did mess up on the beginning, so I cut that off, and now we're here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to be doing these once a week of like a story time and just talking about different things. So if you guys want to hear a story time based off something that maybe you have experienced in your life, let me know, because if I face that same obstacle or story, I'll be able to expand on that, and then it might help you as well. So let me know. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.